Good afternoon, everybody. We'll start the webinar in 1 minute. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Declan Carolyn. I'm co-chair of ECR Community, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the first webinar this year of our Global Circular Economy focus area. Let me put today in a little bit of context. On January the 18th this year, we launched a global review of circular economy case studies from the retail and CPG sector, which was sponsored by GfK. We had a launch webinar in January, and we decided that due to the size of the review which we released, that we will host 3 webinars during 2022 and give some of the participants who submitted case studies in the review the opportunity to present their case studies and allow us to go into a little bit more detail in terms of their dynamics and the facets of each of the submissions. So today, we're going to focus on circular packaging and products. We've got 3 case studies featuring Henkel, Pandobac, and Renew. But let me put today's presentation into a little bit of context, because we have a focus area in ECR Community every year. And for the last year, if we move to the next slide, in 2021, our focus area was category management, where we released a review of current practices in category management in 2020. And last year, our focus area was the circular economy, where we had 2 publications, Packaging Design for Recycling, and the focus of today's webinar in terms of the global review of circular economy case studies. All of these publications can be downloaded free of charge from the ECR Community website. And note also that we have the first of our global Category Management Network webinars for 2022 taking place in 2 weeks' time on April the 6th. Our focus area for 2022 is going to be sustainability, and we're not actually going to release a publication like we did in the last 2 years. This year we're going to collect, share and promote the sustainability initiatives and projects from all ECR nationals to create a large repository of knowledge and allow us to share that going forward. And I suppose within ECR Community we're growing broadly, and we're delighted to announce this year that both Sweden and Canada are joining ECR Community, which is swelling our numbers quite a bit. So to bring us through today's webinar, let me introduce Shay McGann, who's the Sustainability Lead in ECR Community, and Shay has been responsible for bringing this project to fruition. Good afternoon, Shay.
Good afternoon, Declan. Thank you. Just in terms of what we're going to look at today, the plan is to showcase some of the circular packaging and product case studies from the publication. So I'm just going to give a reminder of the format of the publication for those who weren't on the last webinar. We'll then have 3-minute three 10-minute presentations from the companies that have agreed to participate today, followed by a short panel discussion and then questions and answers at the end. So feel free to put any questions you may have in the chat. So just in terms of the format of the review, a bit of a refresher. It's a 100-page publication featuring 18 case studies from companies around the world on topics such as circular packaging, product, waste management, food waste, and circular economy enablers, or like digital platforms and projects that are promoting behavioural change. And the review's divided into two sections. The first is insights, so articles from our ECR nationals that were involved in the project and from other global circular economy experts. And then the second section of the review are the case studies. So we designed this ECR circular framework to categorise the case studies within the review. And you can see that there's circular packaging, circular product design, food waste, waste management, circular platforms. And today we're going to focus on case studies from the first two sections, so packaging and product design. And just a reminder that these are some of the companies that were included in the review, so retailers such as Geronimo Martins, Coop Italia, Pingo Doce, and then brands Henkel, Vera Peroni, Nestle, and other circular economy solutions providers such as Food Cloud, Renew Technologies, Chameleon Group, and PandaBac. And this is just our steering committee and those that were involved in supporting the project. So on the top row, you've got our ECR nationals such as France, Austria, Italy, Ireland, and Colombia, and then underneath we have the circular economy experts who kindly gave their time to contributing to the review on the topic that they were on their particular topics, packaging, food waste, and circular economy process design. But yeah, getting into the detail of today's case studies. So we're going to hear from Henkel, from Isabel and Eric, who are part of Henkel Laundry and Home Care in Austria, and they're going to present their Closing the Loop 100% recycled PET bottles with sustainable sleeves. We'll then hear from Sunny Basan, from CEO of Renew Technologies in Hungary, who'll present their Cycle household cleaning products, which are made from organic acids and recycled water. And then from Anne Reiterband, who's co-founder and CMO with PandaBac in France. And Anne is going to tell us about their fresh produce deliveries in reusable plastic containers. So I'll just ask the four panelists to join us now, and just as a bit of an introduction, I'm just going to, I think we found what's been really good with some of these webinars, just to ask you for a key message or a key takeaway that the audience should leave the webinar today with, in terms of in terms of what you'd like them each to leave with. So if you want to turn your cameras on. Hi, sorry, I couldn't see you there. Yeah, so Isabel, I may come to you first. What would you like to leave the audience with today?
Thank you very much. I'm welcome from sunny Vienna in Austria. I think what we should remember from today is not only that the topic is important for all of us, but that it's always the result of a great collaboration on all kind of level, inside and outside the company, to make it happen. And this is actually the message we want to deliver, and I hope we will succeed with this.
Thanks, Isabel. And to you, Sunny?
I'd like to leave behind with the audience that cleaning is not just about having a clean home or a clean environment. It's about health. It's about wellness. And it's about making sure that while you're cleaning, you don't fall sick or don't make other things around you in the world sick.
Brilliant, very insightful. Thank you, Sunny. And to you, Ine?
So the main takeaway would be that a circular economy project is something that should be tackled as a whole project, and in this, especially when it comes to packaging, it's really something that should be considered with every kind of externalities and every consequences. So each players and each actors confronted with the packaging should be taken into account and should be consulted on the project in order to have a circular economy packaging project that works on the long term.
Brilliant, thank you very much. So Isabel and Eric, I may come to you first for your presentation.
Jay, would you like to share my slides? Do you have them open?
Yes.
Jay, could you do that? Sorry, but I see the webinar on both screens, so I don't see where my presentation is located. And I don't know how to change this with your software. So we take the backup. I think you have it in a PowerPoint, so we can switch slides very nicely. Thank you. So maybe as an introduction, I'm Isabel Haslinger. I'm a member of the business unit Laundry and Home Care in Austria, and very happy to present our case today about closing the loop in detergent bottles. And as you heard, Laundry and Home Care, this is our field with Eric and myself. And we have a plant producing in Vienna, and this is why we can really present this case in the whole perspective, meaning the market on one side and the technical part on the other side. So I will be more the marketing lady, and my colleague Eric is the packaging expert in our duo today. You managed, Jay, or did I put? Yes, perfect. We can see it now. Great. Thank you very much for helping me out.
No problem.
So we have prepared this best practice in the publication to give you an example how to make it happen in the detergent business, something that you might all know from the beveraging industry. So Jay, if you would like to go to the next slide. This is an example of circular packaging in the cleaner or detergent area in Austria, like we could implement and do in our technical and production on site in Vienna. And from this is a journey, and when we start from the very left side, you can see we started with labeled bottles in introducing the first quantity of recycled materials, with 25% of it being a recycled PET. So this material that you all maybe know from beverage bottles. And then growing gradually, increasing the share of this recycling material and up to 100% like we have now. And you see also in the design of the bottles that the shape is the same, but the decoration, the sleeve, everything we put on the bottle to communicate the brand, the design, the function of the product, and all the marketing messages we have is changing over time, but it is going hand in hand with the technical changes. And for this, my colleague will really present you how we managed to grow this share, and not only for this softener brand, which is the market leader in softener in Austria, but also from other PET bottle we produce in our factory in Vienna. So if you go to the next slide, I will add on this picture also other brands where we increase the share of the recycling material, being a hand dishwashing or a laundry laundry detergents under a brand Feva that are also very leader on their markets and showing the way how to increase the share of recycling material, but also to increase improve the design to make this bottle also recyclable and put them back into the circle. Because it's not only important to use share of the material of recycling material, it's also important to be able to bring these bottles when they are discarded into the circle, into the loop again, which needs a lot of collaboration with many different stakeholders. And this was the job and the, let's say, key success factors of the project from my colleague Erich Schlenz. Next slide. Exactly. You have 3 points that are important. High quality of the material to make it feasible in our, let's say, high-speed factory filling these bottles. The quantity of qualified PET, this is why it's a journey. We could not do it all at once. And third, the recyclability of this full body sleeves bottle, switch from labels to full body sleeve, is also a challenge to put back the bottles into the circular economy, so to make them reusable and detected. And that will be Eric's part.
Yeah, thanks, Isabel. Thanks, Isabel, for take over my part. So I will introduce by myself shortly. My name is Erich Schlenz. I'm working together with Isabel in the Henkel company for laundry and home care products. I'm in the R&D department and responsible for the Central Eastern Europe countries and also for the factories, where we have several factories also in the countries. Yeah, what is our motivation? Our motivation to initiate such kind of a project case, that we believe that developing of a modern circularity is one of the ambition engagement of our social culture competence, and it's one of the key elements of our stakeholders in the value chain. And we learned not only this, we learned also that Isabella presented that collaboration in the whole circularity is one key success that we need to that we need also demanding in collaborations on all our points in the circular economy. And this was not only the one approach what we try to deliver. And if you jump to the next slide, it was also the motivation to reduce the CO2 footprint and to reduce also the fossil resources for our product packaging. And for this particular project case for the PET bottles, we focus to close the loop to close the recycling loop in the mechanical way of a recycling stream, that we bring also our product packaging once more in the PET stream, because the PET stream, the PET material, the fraction is the major material fraction in our PET bottles, and this we try, and this we focus and strength also, that we put it back in the recycle stream to convert it in regranulate, what we can use also in our non-food PET business. Why we achieve it? We did two major steps. In the first step, we eliminate all colors, all additives in the packaging material, that we have a clear separated materials of the closure of the bottle and also of the decorations. And the second key element was to increase the recycled content for this material in the bottle, the PET recycled material, and also to eliminate the adhesive on the decoration, on the label that we use, also detectable and sortable sustainability sleeve material. Yeah, and this brings us to the challenges, what we learned and what we are facing also during this project. To secure material flow of the plastic industry to close the loop. So this need to be a certain important target to have a secure material for the plastic materials and for each kind of material fractions. Availability of the regranulates in sufficient quantity and quality for all technology like injection molding, like extrusion molding, for all technologies what we need to produce the packaging. And what we learned also in well-established waste management countries like Austria, Germany, or France, it's need to be more activation and also increased development work in the collection and sorting process that we get the right input material for the recycler, that he is able to convert it, also the regranulate, what we need for our product packaging. And yeah, last but not least, design for recycling for all our products.
That was it. Thank you very much for listening to us. And we were looking forward to your questions.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Eric. It was really insightful and really shows what a journey you've been on since you started this project and all the different facets that's involved in packaging. There's no single silver bullet. But with that, we might move on to Sunny and your presentation.
All right. I need to be in presentation mode, please.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Can you see my presentation? Great. Wow. Hi, everyone. My name is Sunny Basine. I'm the CEO of Renew Technologies. We are a startup based in Budapest, Hungary. And over here, we make cleaners from waste. Why do we do that? What's our mission? We basically want to empower people to live better without compromising their own health or the health of the planet. And we do this by making cleaners out of waste. The material that we start with is organic waste coming from wastewater treatment plants, and we convert that into cleaners. And with this technology, we are trying to bring a new product to the market. Today, basically, when you look at the cleaning shelves, when you look at the products which are available, you can buy products which are made out of synthetics, which are made out of petrochemicals, or you can buy the so-called green products, which are made out of plant-based ingredients. And in both cases, customers are looking for something which is safe, natural, sustainable. They're looking for something which works, which is powerful, which is efficacious. But in the case of green cleaners, you can buy something which is safe, but the efficacy is always something left wanting. In the case of petrochemicals, of course, they work extremely well, but their toxicity and their effect on human health has been well documented to have some drawbacks. Of course, petrochemical cleaners are extremely price competitive, although in today's day and age, with all the inflation that we are facing, prices are going up, but they are definitely still cheaper than the green products. And although petrochemical based cleaners are not sustainable, the green products can make some claims on sustainability, and they do that. Just a second, let me just go back to my presentation. All right. We address all the consumer pain points uniquely and effectively with Cycle. Cycle is the brand name of our product, of our household cleaners, We say goodbye harsh chemicals, hello recycle, or hello good health. Customers who are looking for efficacious products that are affordable, that are extremely safe and sustainable, Cycle is the only choice that is available for them. And how do we make our cleaners? It's pretty simple, actually. We take wastewater, which goes down the drain in your home. We ferment it like you make beer. We then distill it like you make schnapps, like you make vodka. And what you get is a clean, raw base ingredient, which is full of vinegar, which is full of acetic acid and some other organic acids, and full of recycled water. To this, we add a little bit of plant-based ingredients, like surfactants and essential oils and some other small ingredients like citric acid. We package it, we sell it, people take it home, use it at home, and once it goes down the drain, some of it becomes our raw material again. There is a huge growth opportunity in the market today for sustainability and products that can genuinely and credibly claim such credentials. We see the market size only to be growing in Hungary and DACH combined about 1.3 billion euros. And we expect that the market for sustainable cleaners will grow over 50% in the next 5 years. We offer two product ranges. One is our ready-to-use products. These are basically 500 ml, 3 liter and 10 liter sizes. They are produced using 100% recycled water and, of course, the organic acids, the repurposed ingredients that we derive from waste. These are available for your full home. We've got a bathroom cleaner, a toilet cleaner, glass cleaner, a floor cleaner as a universal cleaner, dishwasher now, and also an all-purpose cleaner. And they are priced very competitively at a 2.49 euros RRP currently. We also have, for those who want to buy products which have a stronger carbon saving footprint, we have got our concentrate available. This is available online in 50 ml concentrates. You take it, you get it home, you add 450 ml water, and voila, the product is ready. It's super easy to dilute. It is 25% cheaper than the RTUs. It's around under 2 euros per bottle, per 50 ml. And we have 4 SKUs available in this size. We are strongly positioned apart from our competitors because of the nature. There is no product available, a cleaning product available, which is made from wastewater. And to the best of my knowledge, has never been. Here you can see how the other competitors and the other brands are present in the market compared to performance versus petrochemical or sustainability angle. Cycle stands out, being not just sustainable, but also very strong in performance thanks to the organic acids that are present in the product. Our achievements till today, we've made 2 television appearances, one in Shark Tank in Hungary and the other one in 2 Minutes to a Million in Austria. We've had more than 150 media mentions across all sorts of media. We have more than 20,000 followers in our social media so far and growing by 5% every month. On our direct-to-consumer channels, we have more than 10,000, 15,000 people visiting us every month, and this has grown, over the last 3 months by at least 25% per month. So we continuously grow the site. We are present in retail. In Austria, we're present in Deepa, which is a big drugstore chain in Austria. We are present in Villa Plus, and we are present in a fast commerce chain called Gürtel. In Hungary, we are present in Rossmann, which is a very large German drugstore company, also DM, and also Müller. Plus, of course, we have got our own listings in small bio shops as well. And we are present in Amazon Deutschland, which we started just 2 months ago. And we won several awards and certifications. We won several sustainability awards. We have cruelty-free certification. We are vegan certified now. We have eco-label for our unscented products. And we also have SGS Germany's approval on the efficacy of the product. And we always say that, cleaning doesn't have to be a chore that you hate. You can also don't worry and clean happy with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunny. Really interesting presentation and a fascinating space to be in. Not only creating the packaging, but the contents of the product that you're using. You've motivated me to go out and buy a bottle and see does it match up to your graph.
Che, lots of people talk about packaging. Sustainability is not just about packaging. It's what's inside that also matters.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've lots of questions coming in, but if you can hold off a little bit longer, and we'll come to Anais from PandaBac in France. So Anais, I will make you the presenter now.
Sure, thank you. And I'm going to talk about packaging. Sorry, Sunny. So you should see my screen now, or just in a second. Yeah, you can see it. Great. So basically, I'm Anais Ritterban. I'm co-founder and CMO of PandaBac. PandaBac, we're a French company based in the biggest European wholesale market near Paris, so in Rungis. And what we do is that we replace disposable packaging with reusable, with plastic reusable containers. So what we are targeting is really the packaging which is used for the transportation. So everything that is secondary packaging. So we replace styrofoam boxes or wooden crates that are used for fruits and vegetables, or cardboard boxes. We tackle all these disposable packaging and we replace them with plastic reusable containers. So what I'm going to present to you today is our case study with and our collaboration with Transgourmet. So we've been working with two production sites of Transgourmet, two distribution sites of Transgourmet located on Rungis Market. We've been working together for almost 3 years now. And what we do is we replace the disposable packaging, that the single-use packaging that they used to use for the food transportation for fish producers and fruits and vegetables. So the way we do it is threefold. So we rent the reusable plastic containers I was telling you about. So we have, we'll dive into it, but we have two different formats, one for the fish and one for fruits and vegetables. We also have a tracking app to ensure that Transgourmet is able to follow the reusable plastic containers that they are using, so that they are able to make sure that they do not get lost, and that they can deliver it in full trust and confidence to their end user, so to the restaurants, and make sure that they're going to be able to get them back. And eventually what we do is we have a washing facility on the Rungis Market, so we're able to wash the containers and make sure that they are used again, respecting all hygienic criteria and making sure that everything is safe for the consumer. So to get a bit more into the details of how we work, so basically we rent the reusable crates, the reusable containers to Transgourmet. They use them as they used to do with cardboard boxes or styrofoam boxes. So they use them to put the fresh produce in it, and they deliver it. But when they deliver it to the restaurants, they scan the containers, and so they're able to track and know exactly how many boxes are at each restaurant and at each of their customers. And the customers, they also receive automatically every week, they receive an email telling them having a quick summary and a quick overview of how many containers they're supposed to give back, and so to make sure that everyone is on the same page. And so Transgourmet, so each time they do delivery, they take back the crates, they take back the containers from the previous deliveries, they take it back to Rungis, and so we go to their distribution center, we collect the containers, we wash them, and we replace, and so we give them clean containers so that to keep the loop closed. And so working together, we've been able to replace over 15 tons of packaging, of single-use packaging, which is which has a huge impact on the way they work, and it's also a great way to reinforce and to improve customer satisfaction. So of course, when the restaurants they only get deliveries into zero waste packaging, they don't have to spend as much time as they did dealing with the packaging, dealing with the waste, or the customer satisfaction is definitely a driver of this packaging change at Transgourmet. And so I wanted also to highlight the fact that there are still some barriers to change about reusable packaging. So of course, the regulation, at least in France, is more and more coercive and more important regarding single-use packaging. So you have more and more. It's getting more and more expensive to use single-use packaging, but it's still allowed to use a single-use packaging to deliver your produce to the restaurants. So really, what's driving the change with our customers, what's really driving the change with the suppliers is that so customer satisfaction. So customers like restaurants, they are more and more asking for new circular solutions, circular model for the packaging to avoid as much as possible single-use packaging. But it's also a way. It's actually not more expensive to use reusable packaging. It's actually even cheaper when you replace styrofoam boxes, for instance. So there's a whole there's a really it's a circular economic, it's a circular solution. So it's really it has less impact on the environment than single-use packaging. So it's really an ecological solution, and it makes sense in terms of expense and in terms of budget. It's also worth it, and it's also affordable. But what must be taken into account, and that's really one of the key takeaway of my presentation, is that it's not just a packaging change. It's a whole change of mentality and the way you approach packaging, because of course reusable packaging have to be collected and then washed and put back into the circuit. So it means that it's important that every actor and every player along the logistics chain is trained and is also aware of the impact of his action. And it's really a logistics project and not just a packaging project. And it's really important that everyone takes into account the change. And so it means marketing, logistics, but also the end user of the packaging, and to make sure that everyone is on the same page to make it a success and to eliminate single-use packaging. So thank you for listening, and please don't hesitate to share your questions. I'll be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Anaïs. That was really interesting and exciting to see companies starting to produce these solutions for, in your case, restaurants, but a wider range of solutions to help companies with their packaging challenges. But with that, I might invite the other panelists back on screen, and we might just have a bit of a discussion. But I might just start off, maybe Anais, since we've just finished with you and your piece there at the end about, I suppose, shifting to reusable packaging and how it is a completely different approach. It's not just the packaging, it's the logistics, it's working with everyone who's part of the value chain. And you're obviously a company based in France, and while you may have grand intentions to scale to accommodate all of the different countries that are on the webinar today, what should companies say in other countries who would like to do something like this do? Would you recommend them to try and do it themselves, or is it kind of crucial that there's that there's this support from an external kind of solutions provider who has the knowledge in the space to run something like this?
Well, for me, there's a real advantage in working with an external partner, is that you have what we do, we see ourselves as a pooler, so we take into account we make sure that everything is working, and that we make an external partner makes sure that you always have enough containers to work, and that everything is working fine. And I mean, if a company wants to start alone, it means dealing with making sure that they're working with the right containers, making sure that there are always enough containers. You also have to deal with the technological side, so making sure that the containers are properly tracked and that you're not losing them too much. It means also taking care of washing. So all the different aspects that I was mentioning previously, they are a lot, and they are tackling lots of different departments. So the coordination effort is quite big, and most of the time it's not the main activity of our customers. I mean, it's not the heart of their activity. So I would highly recommend to work with an external partner, who will be able to provide a turnkey service and to make sure that everything works fine, and that you can almost work with a single-use with a reusable packaging, like you were working with single-use packaging. So just making sure that you have enough storage and that you're going to be able to use them, and that's it, and that everything, the rest is taken care of.
And out of interest, how long do your totes last? How many times can they be used, or is that infinite, or did?
I mean, so we rent containers that have food grade, so that they are safe to have direct contact with fresh produce or food produce, and they can be used as many times as 100. They can be used 100 times, and basically. So far, we can see those kind of numbers, and the crates and the containers we work with are really strong, and they are safe to be used at least 100 times.
Brilliant, thanks, Anais. Sunny, I might come to you. Your solution is fascinating, and I suppose, having been working in the space for a number of years, what we often hear from companies trying to implement circular solutions is that they're facing a lot of regulatory barriers and legal issues, because that's not the way things are done, and there's regulation in place to not reuse things. So as you were bringing the cycle products to market, did you come up against any regulatory barriers? And if so, do you have any insight or advice for companies who may on the call that may also be in this position?
Sure. Definitely. Great question. Yes, one of the barriers we came across was and still is biocides. Our product is a natural biocide. We have known this for generations, thousands of years practically, that vinegar is a great biocide. In addition to that, our bugs are also producing propionic acid, which is an amazing biocide. Our bugs are also producing butyric acid, which is another amazing biocide. And the combination of that in recycled water gives a great biocidical effect. But guess what? Nobody wants to give us a permit for that. Under current European Union regulations, this has to go through years of research, number one. Number two, I can't call the product natural anymore because when the biocide regulation was written, the European Union said that, there is, the only biocides that are available, the only antibacterial agents that are available are toxic and not good for human health and petrochemical. Well, we are in the 21st century. We are in 2022, and there is natural biocides available. So, it's a chicken and egg story. Somewhere down the line, it'll change. But for now, the fight is on. Another example I can give you is regarding doing our LCA modeling. LCA models were pretty much written for the linear economy. When we tell them we are producing our own energy, they don't know how to figure that out. So, it's always going around circles with these people trying to figure out, how to put a circular model into a life cycle analysis that was essentially designed for linear models. So that would be my two examples.
Yeah, you raise I think a lot of valid points, and I think that the circular economy is in some ways so new that we are still trying to pigeonhole it into the linear model, rather than, as I think as some of you mentioned already on the call, rather than that stepping back and looking at the whole system or model or process or whatever it is, and seeing how it can be changed. And that obviously applies to policy as well. The EU have really made it an area of focus, but whether or not it's got down to the regulation that deals with your specific product, they're still probably pretty high level on some of these things. But hopefully that will come.
I'll make sure they wake up on this one.
I have no doubt. Brilliant. So just coming to you, Eric, I suppose the really fascinating part for me of the circular economy is that sometimes the solutions are out there, but it's the engaging with people that's the crucial part. Companies have been so used to being in their silo, doing their own thing for so long, and that idea of stepping outside their own four walls and having to collaborate with their suppliers or their customers or whoever, or in your case, you obviously had to do a lot of work with the waste management providers to be able to improve the collection and sorting approach. I was just wondering, could you maybe elaborate on this a bit more, because I think to our audience, it's a point I'd like to get across to them. Like, you can't do these projects on your own; they have to be with your partners.
Yes, exactly, Jay. And thanks for the question, because this was really one of the big success criteria, and also the biggest challenge in this project was to drive the further development of the packaging material towards to a valuable research and saving reprocessing. And also even in well-established and well-infrastructure waste management system, like in Austria, in France, also in Germany, we are often faced with an enormous amount of directives, regulatory requirements, and then also the sorter, recycler processing with non-existing reprocessing for non and near food business. So this was the challenge also in well established waste management system. And last but not least, also our demands in a veritable demands of product packaging, and it's necessary of the product shelf life of the product. So these were components where we was really challenging our new partners in the circular economy, the collector and also the sorter, to bring the right input material to the recycler, that we can use it also in a high application like in our bottles. And here we can learn a lot of the PET material stream from the beverage industry. Here we have in a lot of countries, especially also here in Austria, a very strong cooperation to secure the PET beverage material stream in the loop. And this was also one motivation from our side as a producer and also a brand owner for the non and near food business to make a bottle-to-bottle concept that we bring our product packaging, our product once more in our packaging and our bottles.
Brilliant, thanks, Eric. And Isabel, I was going to ask you about your use of the Design for Recycling guidelines, because obviously that was a publication that ECR community supported. But there's actually been quite a number of questions for Henkel in the chat. So, and one of them actually, Eric, you mentioned the beverage the industry. Anthony has asked, are you in competition with these beverage companies for access to the recycled PET material?
I would say, Eric, you will also be able to help me if I say something wrong. But as far as I know, the sourcing of material and recycling material is a topic, is a challenge. And our aim and our goal is to establish a loop of near food and non-food recycling material to avoid this competition, exactly for this reason. Because if you fill up a detergent, you don't have the same requirements as if you fill up food. So let's say water or lemonade. But Eric, you correct me. I think also what is important in the detergent business, which is different with the beverage business, is that we used to use colors and we used to use fancy things to enhance the appearance and the marketing of the product. And this is also a mindset change when we design new products to make them ready for recycling and for reuse. I mean, our aim is actually that our own products will be the one providing the material we need again.
Yeah, and this is one factor, the recyclability. This is one phase what we need to be more and more consider also in the product development, because with the European plastic strategy was it now announced some years ago, and also with the negotiation in the waste management industry to bring the eco-modulation in their law. And in Italy, I don't know exactly in France, but somewhere we have already a plastic tax, and the recyclability, I assume it will be integrated in the so-named eco-modulation. And then we have a kind of bonus-malus system where we need to pay more when we bring on the market a non-recyclable product packaging. And therefore, we make the step, and we need also to learn how bring our product packaging on the production line and also the market, and what we need to eliminate it or what we need to change. And therefore we eliminated, in our case, the colors, the additives, each kind of contamination part, what what are challenging the recycle process.
Okay, and the number of questions here on the sleeve. The first being, why do you still use the sleeves for Celan? And then another one, is there a zipper on the sleeve that so consumers can separate it? And if so, do you know the percentage of people who are taking off the sleeve?
I mean, I will start, Eric, maybe you can add some technical points, but from the marketing and from the consumer perspective, why we have sleeves, and also as a FMCG, let's say branded good producers, the recycling material, when you recycle PET again and again, it looks grayish. If you have 100%, even at 50%, it starts looking grayish. So it's up to you to decide if this is some appearance you want for your brand or not. And this is the reason why most FMCG producers, not only Henkel, sleeve their product to have the, let's say, color design, the brand appearance that the consumer are used to keep this color code that is making the brand, let's say, on the shelf, being noticed and known and recognized. So this is one reason. Of course, the question is this sleeve, we know it is an issue when the sorting facilities are sorting with infrared scanner to recognize that underneath the sleeve there is a PET bottle that needs and could be recycled. Therefore, there is a zip on all our packaging using sleeves, not only on Celan. And we know that only part of the consumer, not a small part of the consumer, will unzip. But there is, let's say, no exact study on this. And therefore, the second part of the case we have in the publication is about developing with a supplier a sleeve that is actually enabling the detection of the right material underneath. So if the consumer does not separate the sleeve from the body of the bottle, there is still a possibility to reuse this material, and this is the EcoFloat technology. And this was actually tested, prepared with our R&D expert here, and it is, let's say, ready to go to market. So it's on the way to be implemented.
Exactly, Isabel. I could not explain it in better words, but one additional component criteria was also to use a different material of the main packaging bottle. And the bottle is a PET bottle, and the sleeve is a different material, is a polyolefin, so it's a lighter material that you can separate it in the water percent by the recycler in case of different density of the material in a swim and sink process, and you can divide the materials much more easier.
Brilliant, thanks, Eric. We're actually coming to the bottom of the hour, and we need to finish. So I'd just like to thank you so much for joining us today and for submitting your case study. I think three really interesting, all on kind of packaging and products. But I'm going to share my screen now just to show you the next webinars. So as Declan mentioned earlier, we had our launch webinar back in February. This webinar focused on packaging and products. We'll have our next one at the end of May, the 24th of May, and that's going to focus on waste management and food waste. And then in September, we'll have the circular platform. So that's companies that are providing, I suppose, solutions to support the implementation of circular economy projects. So behavioral change, digital platforms, apps, that type of thing. So yeah, thanks again for joining today, and thank you to everyone for joining and listening. I hope you found it of benefit hearing from these companies, and you're all inspired now to go off and get started on your circular economy strategy, or if you're in the depth of a project and have more detailed questions, feel free to send them on, and I can maybe put you in touch with any of our speakers here today. Thanks again, and we'll see you in May, hopefully. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.